born right here. Well, not in the township, but I was born in Abington Hospital and lived here all my life. And I'm 84, going on 85.
And so then when you say you've been here all your life, you mean you were born in Buckingham or in Solbury?
No. I was born in Abington
Hospital.
But we lived in Buckingham Township.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where did you live in Buckingham Township, or where did you come home to from the hospital?
Oh, came up from the hospital. We lived in Welsh Road in Montgomery County for about a year. And then we moved and bought the place on Lower Mountain.
Upper Mountain.
Upper Mountain.
Yeah.
Yes. And lived there for probably 7 years. And then from there we went to Gardenville. And then from Gardenville to Doylestown. And then from Doylestown to Church Road. So we kind of moved around. My parents liked to buy old homes and fix them up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That was Church Road in Buckingham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Church School Road.
Church School Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your first years were at the farm on Upper Mountain Road that is across from Lookaway.
Yes.
Basically. It's
house,
owned by Lookaway now.
It is now. They've used that beautiful house is now a caregiver's house.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a gorgeous place. And there's big trees in front. And I remember my dad planting all those trees.
Wow.
And a pond. We put in a pond. It's a really nice place.
Was your dad the first owner of that home, or he bought it from somebody?
No, they bought it from someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's the caregiver now to Lookaway? When you say the caregiver lives there?
Yeah, they live there.
Wow.
It's a beautiful old stone farmhouse.
Yeah. There's also a putting green or something over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so part of the golf course is on that side, both sides of
Yeah.
our mountain.
And your father didn't he paint inside the stairway of that?
I'm not sure.
Oh, because folks that bought it subsequent, not right after you guys, said there's a beautiful mural of the farm painted up the stairway. And I just assumed,
No.
because your father was an artist.
I don't think so. He wouldn't
Yeah.
have done that. No, I don't think so.
But your dad was an artist, she said.
Oh, yes. He certainly was. He was amazing. There's painting there.
George Merton Yerkes.
And where did you get the name George from?
In those days, it was pretty typical, I think, to name your children for people you liked. George was for George Wiley, who also lived in Buckingham. He had a paving business. And Merton came from Merton Yerkes, who was a farmer on the corner of York Road and 413, where just the ground that surrounds the museum tract.
Okay.
I think you might know how many acres there are, maybe 80 acres on the museum tract. No, not that many.
I don't think there's that many.
No, it's maybe 60. Uncle Merton Yerkes, my middle name, farmed that and lived there all I ever knew.
In that Eugene house?
So he lived in that house on the corner.
The house right on the corner, which has recently the stone has been
Renovated.
Yeah.
The tax collector. That's the tax collector office?
Right, yeah.
The tax collector office. No.
Yes, that's what's there now, I think,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, the General Green Inn was very active in those days. Usually it was kind of a working man's bar. I mean, that was Friday night was a big night at General Green because everybody got their paycheck.
How'd you meet?
61,
1961, okay.
we knew each other as little guys.
I was 3 and he was 7.
And you both were on farms close by one
Yeah.
another? Is that how you met?
Well, our
Yeah.
parents were friends.
Okay.
My dad was a farmer and Judy's dad was an artist. You've probably been through all that.
A little bit.
We just started.
Touching that. There are a lot of artists in the Buckingham area, I guess.
Oh,
That
very
was
much
a new hope. Yeah.
No. So we've been married 63 years.
63.
63. So if you add 63 plus well,
Figuring out how old
since I was
Elizabeth is.
3,
Right.
long
Wow.
time.
Wow.
78 years or something like that.
So what school did you go to when you when you were 3 and 5?
I went to Buckingham High School through the 10th grade. And 1952, Buckingham and Doylestown merged into Central Bucks. Not south or north, there was one Central Buck. We had about 28 per class at Buckingham. We went to one-room school for 4 years. So first started out at the old museum property, if you know what we're talking about.
Sure.
First 2 years were in the brick building, and then we bussed to one-room schools around Mozart, Holly Kong, on Mechanicsville Road, and then 7th grade through 10 was at Buckingham, and then I'm not sure where we went. That's
You could
picking at
take it
mine.
all the way to Philadelphia, though, couldn't you?
Oh yeah, we
could.
a few times I remember going to Philadelphia to go to the city, but and why we didn't use the train a lot.
Yeah.
That was
They had John's Model T Ford.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Your brother's car, the Model T Ford. You could use that then.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't need the train.
Yeah, right.
Was there a toll gate out the back drive during your life or not?
No,
Because
never.
apparently there was a toll gate out
Really?
there
Was it?
that charged tolls for people coming from like Newtown to Buckingham.
Right. I thought it was right at the intersection at the corner. It was
Yeah,
further
I'm not
down.
sure. I just
Okay.
know it's kind of at the
On the
end
map,
of
it shows that red house as a toll house, I think, right
The
there.
red house.
at Upper Mountain
Yes, I
and
think that.
413.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
No.
Can you imagine that was?
I mean, they were privately maintained roads. Yeah, there's one at Barnhouse Hill Road and Mechanicsville Road too. That is a toll house as well.
Really?
Yes, yeah, that stone house there on the corner.
Oh, that little thing that you can. I thought there was a blacksmith. See, that's okay. So you got the details right. He's the historian.
It's not little, but it's a house that people live in now.
How long did they keep steam engines going? Like, you know, on the, I guess after World War II, they went to diesels, but were there,
Steam engines?
yeah,
No, I've never experienced them.
mostly all diesels.
Well, the Ivy Land. I thought the New Hope Ivy Land was a steam engine, and it went through Buckingham.
That's a relic, though.
It
Oh,
is
you
now.
mean a steam engine on a railroad car?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I thought
the-
you
the
meant
car,
steam
the
engines
car,
on the
yeah.
farm. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. I don't know when they stopped. I do remember them, but kind of vaguely.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember our horses, work horses, because my dad insisted that when he got tractors, and that would have been in the early 43, 44, he kept the horses, kept them in the pasture until they died.
Wow.
No.
I remember, you might find this interesting, I was with my dad and he was with the county agent, and the county agent said, Bill, why you keep those damn horses out there? And my dad said, well, they treated me pretty good for many years, and I'm going to treat them to the,
Good for
the
him.
remainder of their life, because they were good workhorses. They're amazingly calm.
Very cool.
In the town of Buckingham, what were the places that you remember, like the doctor, the person that took care of your horses or
Only one
whatever?
Dr. Green.
Dr. Green. And where was his,
Bradford Green.
and where was his establishment? Where was his office that you went to?
Oh, it was on 202.
Before that, you went to his home,
No.
right there on
Where?
Bogart Road,
To where, Judy?
where he lived.
Where he lived, she said you went
Yeah.
to his home on Bogart
So
Road.
his office was in the house.
That's right. That he was up. His office was either one or two doors down from the Malloy house that you asked
Okay.
me about. Yeah,
Okay.
he was up on the hill there. Yeah.
Okay, then I hear about Dr. Ritchie. Was,
Much
yeah, what,
after our time.
oh, that was
much
before
later.
your time? Or
No, much later.
Okay, so Green was your doctor, and that was right there at
He
the
was the
corner.
only one.
Was that the same house?
No.
The same office? When he had an office? No, okay.
There's a house in a map in that book there. It shows Dr. Cernia up that hill.
Dr.
Cernea. Cernia. It's listed on that old map from the
Really?
19th century. Yeah.
Yeah, I had never knew.
Yeah,
But
it
Green
might
was
be
your-
the same property, maybe.
Okay. Okay.
And then how about vets? Did they come to your farm, or was there a vet that you would?
Yeah, Dr. Taylor.
Taylor. Oh boy, yeah, Taylor Made Farm. I guess that's that property. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Doc Taylor and my dad were good friends.
Stone Court Farm. Do you know what?
Which farm?
Well, it was called Stone Court originally, and then it became Freeland Farm
Don't know it.
on Stony Hill Road. And we lived there when Skip and I bought that place in 1976, was it?
I was going to say 76.
Yeah.
It's Buckingham Township.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
right at the edge.
Right, it's kind of close to the SPCA out that
a
way.
very interesting situation there. When newly moving into the house, along comes a woman who was Margaret Ritchie By, and she was doing a study on the houses that were built, stone houses that were built. There were 13, she said, were original houses in that whole area. They were built by a few stonemasons. They were back in late 1600s, early 1700s.
Wow.
And she was doing a research and asked if she could come measure our windows and our doors. So I thought it was clear and all right, don't know this lady, but yeah, you can measure everything. So she measured everything, and before she left, she said, yep, just as I thought. She said, this is one of the houses.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
So
And what
one
was
of
the date of
13
that house?
Pardon me?
What was the date of that house?
We never knew originally, except we took it back to about 1720.
Wow.
Yeah. But so it was built by the same stonemason that built Washington Crossing, that house. The House of Decision is what it's called. But yeah, it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then as there was so much history there, because the building that was used for blacksmith, that was there and it had been used for the Washington's troops that came down Aquatong Road, Street Road, and took had their horses to be shod, took care of the horses. And then the wounded soldiers would be up in our attic in the house.
Oh, wow.
And so I know that there were ghosts there, I'm sure. But the kids lived up on the attic, and they said after we moved out, they were telling stories of being afraid up on the third floor
Wow.
by ghosts that would wake them up. Soldiers that were standing
Wow.
in their uniforms looking
Wow.
down on the kids in their beds,
Wow.
and
Wow.
they were afraid at first.
I,
But then they realized that these ghosts were really nice guys. So
Well, no, she's saying there's a lot of artists in there. I guess.
yes, Joe Davidson was very instrumental in doing a lot of the sculpting. That were our busts are very much in Washington D.C. in the lot.
Oh.
A lot, yeah.
that's
That
a
he
great
carved.
sculptor. He did Helen
Oh,
Keller
absolutely.
Helen
He-
Keller stayed there in that
Helen
house.
Keller, yeah,
In that house?
yes.
In there, she was
They-
That is preserved.
Wow.
the blacksmith shop was turned into a living quarters.
I still
Small,
keep in touch
one
with
bedroom, one bathroom.
Mm.
And that's where she stayed. And she came, spent 4 or 5 days there while he was doing the sculpture.
They
Wow.
became very good friends. Yeah.
Interesting, because that was one of the questions that were on that list too. Famous people that lived in Buckingham or that you remember. I mean, there were a lot of artists, right? And Mitchner, yeah.
Yes, but there were a lot of
Buck.
Broadway.
That's right, that's
in
right.
New York City, yeah. Lyricist singers.
Yeah. They said
actors.
they stayed at that Barley Sheath farm at one point or something. They lived there, right? And then
Yes, a lot of them. Well,
Yeah.
let's see, it was, I forget now. The guy, well, one of the guys that, Hammerstein,
Kaufman,
who's
I
the other
remember.
one? Kaufman,
Roger.
Cohen?
Rogers.
Rogers.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Cohen,
Yeah.
Kaufman,
Yes.
and
Kaufman.
Marx. Yeah, I remember.
Right.
Yeah, he wrote the language,
It was
and
George Kaufman.
Hammerstein wrote the music.
Right, he
Yes.
was the lyricist, right?
Yeah. Oh, it has a lot of history.
Okay, all right. So a little bit about when you were growing up as a kid on the farm. What was that like?
Oh, well, you have till midnight or?
What was fun and what was fun and memorable and Christmas?
Well, it was a very busy life. We didn't have much time off. We were very envious of the few kids who had professional fathers. They could go to the shore in summertime. We didn't go to the shore. We were up early and out in the fields by 7:30, usually, sometimes 7. Our parents were very encouraging of us participating in sports in high school. They'd always attend, but when we were done practice or game or whatever, we came home and the chores were still there. So it was a busy life.
Yeah.
I don't regret it one bit. I can't think of a more perfect environment to bring somebody up. You certainly learn a work ethic. You learn to work with other people. It was a great life.